Howdy, this is Marissa with Marissa Moments podcast, where I give you my real life stories and their healing translations. So let's just get straight into it. So, I've grown up being accustomed to being made fun of, right? Now, I am not an innocent victim completely because I also fed into the programming and adapted to it. So I also made fun of people. No one said I was perfect. I would never make that claim, right? However, you know better, you do better, and you grow up and you mature. Anyway, that's not what I want to talk about, well, the maturity part at least. Well, maybe it is. I don't know. Let's follow along and see what happens. So, people make fun of you. They pick out whatever character trait that they consider to be a flaw, and then they just poke fun at you, right? And they say things on such a consistent basis where you end up getting a complex, right? And you start wondering to yourself, like, okay, what part of this is a joke and what part of this is reality? And then you may start looking at yourself in the mirror a little bit more if it's a physical feature, or even if it's an internal feature, you kind of look at yourself in the mirror. Now, of course, I'm speaking from personal experience here, right? You look at yourself in the mirror and you just kind of reflect like, man, that must be who I am, right? And this is from external sources, right? So, being bullied, right? It's just straight up bullying. And then what ends up happening is it becomes so ingrained that it is just who you are after a certain point. However, what I'm learning is that the heck it is who you are, who we are, who I am, who you are, all of that stuff, right? No, we are more than the labels and names that people have thrown at us, right? However, we've just grown so accustomed to them that we've adopted them as our own. They become the voices in our own heads that are telling us stuff. So if we make a mistake, instead of saying, you know what, it was a mistake, stuff happens, you'll do better next time, we call ourselves idiots. We call ourselves losers. We call ourselves every single thing that we've been told and taught that we are. Or whenever we, maybe you try to put on an outfit or something. And obviously, again, I'm speaking from personal experience. You try something on and maybe you have an appendage or something that people have made fun of. For me, it was coloring in a specific area of my body, right? So whenever I would put on a certain type of clothing, I would always look at it and I would always hear that voice in my head again that would say all of these just nasty things, right? And it continued through adulthood. And so obviously it's something that is still there. I'm able to recall it, but it no longer has a power over me, right? Because I had to flip the script on it and recognize and realize that whatever someone may consider as a flaw that I have, whether it be physically, mentally, emotionally, all those things are just a piece of me that makes me so amazing, right? Because we are all connected, we are all the same, but we are also all very, very different. And those differences are what deserves celebration, not being made fun of. I couldn't think of a word that rhymed. I really wanted to right there, but I just couldn't think of something. So if you thought of something, definitely comment, right? Because wordsmith, hello. Actually, I'm not a wordsmith, but I like to think of myself as one. Anyway, back to the point. We have to stop telling ourselves the lies that we were told as children or even as adults. When you make a mistake, it's just a simple mistake. You learn from it and you grow. The things that we tell ourselves in our own minds, and especially those negative things, that's not our self-talk. You'd think you would actually talk to yourself in a negative way if no one else had done it before? No. I asked the question, I'm answering it. No, you wouldn't. You would lift yourself up, you would give yourself motivation, and you would remind yourself of how awesome you are because you are awesome. So instead of hearing all those negative Nancy voices rolling through your head, remind yourself that Nancy's a liar. Now, if your name is Nancy, don't take it personal. I'm just using it for the sake of the story. Anyway, back to it. Nancy's a liar. Right? And that is not who you are, or that is not who you strive to be. So keep going and focus on the positive aspects of yourself. And then what's also just as important is create distance from yourself and anyone who would seek to exacerbate those false notions, those false claims, because at the end of the day, that's their own insecurities that they're trying to project onto you. Because if they can make you feel bad about yourself, if they can constantly make you the butt of the joke or anything like that, then they don't have to focus in on themselves. So that's their bag, baby. You know what I mean? They try to hand you their bag, you're handing it right back by walking away. Okay? So that's it. So if this message resonates, then that means it's for you. And if not, that is totally cool too. Just keep it pushing, man. Either way, I thank you for listening and I wish you the very best day ever. Until next time, you know the vibes. Peace. Oh, and by the way, don't forget to check me out and look me up on all of social media. Remember, it's Marissa Moments with one S because there's only one me. And if the spirit moves you, feel free to contribute to the cause, man. Let's extend this ripple out, or let's at least keep this thing going, right? Because every little bit helps. It goes right back into Marissa Moments and keeping like I said, the spirit alive. So that's it for real, y'all. So until next time, peace.